I went to university and I studied a bit of economics. And then after that, I studied some behavioral psychology. And I decided to take all of that and apply it somewhere that's relatively unrelated in shopper marketing. So when you go to the store and you're trying to pick out something to buy, I'm that guy that's kind of creeping in the corner, checking out what you're doing, observing a little. Just seeing why you're taking a decision, why you've decided to go for one product instead of another, and trying to understand you a little more. But it would be a bit of a waste to take all of that knowledge that was given to me by somebody and then just apply it in that specific field. So I do a bit of thinking on the side when I've got a bit of time. And generally, I've decided that I'd like to try to put something out there. And I don't know if you're going to get convinced or not. That's not the point. But I'd like you to think about it a little. And I'd like our starting point about understanding how to make things difficult with a purpose to be in understanding what we're all here to do, which is generally the pursuit of happiness. Now, there's a small problem with this statement. And the small problem is, despite the fact that I've underlined the word pursuit, you're still going to focus on the word happiness. No matter how hard I try, you're going to think that the focus should be on the happiness part. That's the whole objective, right? I'd like to be happy. And yet, it's the pursuit that I'd like you to focus on a little more, because it's not in focusing on happiness that you will be happy, but in focusing on the pursuit that you will reach that goal. It's like the step that you need to take. And you need to look at that step and you need to take it and you need to focus on the pursuit. But there's a problem. There's something that's in the way. And that thing that's in the way is basically human nature. This is a bell curve. This is a normalized curve. It's a standard curve. It pretty much represents who we all are. You've got the underachievers in red. You've got the general population in green, or aqua. And then you've got the achievers in blue. I'm sure all of us here are part of that blue part. Yeah? Absolutely. I'm never in the middle, definitely not a red. Now, here's what I want to bring forward, though. Why would we have so many people in the middle? The general notion is that it's harder to go to the right. My idea is that we don't move into the blue because it's too easy. We're comfortable. We sit down, and then that's it. We're doing enough. We can coast. And yet the great achievers, they can't coast. They're never satisfied. They need that challenge constantly. They're happy, but they're not satisfied. Unless they work in advertising. In that case, they're going right after being unhappy. Right? And we're proud of it, apparently. But that's the thing. Look at the common ground, though. The pursuit is still there. There's something that's driving us. We know we might end up unhappy, but the road getting there is amazing. And we've got to focus on this pursuit, because when we make things easy, we start doing them less. We've digitized books. We've made them more accessible. Are we reading more? Or are we just reading headlines now and just skipping over the body copy? Yeah? We've made education more accessible. But do you have any idea that in our region, the countries that provide free education at the university level have a lower enrollment rate than when it's paid for? You make it free, and then it's like, no, I don't want to go. And you're like, oh, that's absurd. How many of you have skipped a class after paying for it? Let's be honest with each other here. Never me. I'm part of that right blue side. No. It becomes too easy. Now, I'm not saying that we need to make everything in the world super difficult all the time. All I'm saying is what someone else has said before me, which is that there's this river of flow. And this guy called Mihaly came up with this in a book called Flow. Genius how he connected those two things. But there's that river of flow, and it's in between being anxious and having something that's too difficult and being so bored that time just stops and just doesn't move on. And we've got to find that balance. And we haven't been able to find that balance except in one industry that is adamant about finding that middle river because their lives depend on it, and that's gaming. When you play Flappy Bird or Candy Crush or whatever it is you're going to play, it's the level that gets you excited. Not the points at the end of it, it's the during. You sit there and you're adamant, I am not getting off of this toilet seat until I finish this level. Good, I'm not the only one. But even in more complex games, some of the ones that have the highest of engagement rates that I've ever seen, a game like Dark Souls, yeah, yeah. So difficult a game that there is no tutorial. There is no you do this and then you do that. You go in, you die the first time, and you go, okay, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to go this way. And it teaches you that way. And you die so many times trying, and they're so proud of it that they made Dark Souls the Prepare to Die edition. It's going to happen that often. Because that's the whole point. It's the pursuit. That's where the fun is. Why would you take away the fun part? And you know what we did? We decided, hey, let's try out gamification, right? Let's gamify everything. Let's take what makes games great and plug them into our lives. And instead of taking the pursuit from it, we took the points. We took the point system. And we come up to you at every time you want to buy a sandwich. Oh, have you joined our loyalty card? You can get 6 million points just by saying hello. I don't care about the points. I care so little about the points that I don't even sign up. Even when we sign up, 60% of us drop off by the end of the year. The statistics are not on our side. And still, as a shopper marketing person, I am taught that I need to simplify everything because I need to underestimate each one of you and expect you to need things to be easy for you to take as simple a decision as buying a shirt. Make it clear it needs to look like a hospital, just so that you can figure out whether you want blue or fuchsia. As if you're going to have heart palpitations when you come up to the shirt deck. Which one do I choose? It's fine, you'll be okay. If you choose the fuchsia one, you're going to look okay. No one cares. Okay? A few people care, you'll be fine. But when we break those rules, when we start making the pursuit of that shirt even, when you go and you have to hunt for it, where you have to look for it, where you have to try to find that shirt, suddenly our sales take off because you enjoy the pursuit. You need to be in a state where you want that t-shirt, where you want to wear that pair of jeans, not where it's right in front of you and it's, oh, blue? Okay, blue. I'll wear blue. No, look for it, find it, that sense of achievement. It'll help you enjoy it. That's retail therapy. When you're pissed off, it's like, I got my credit card, I'm going to go buy something. It needs to feel like a journey. But we're scared of that. Because we need to underestimate you. We need to feel like we're always being able to tackle everything that you do, because at the base range, we need all of you to be aware of our products and buy our products rather than try and be relevant and show you the advantage of going through the pursuit of buying what we're trying to sell. And that's just in buying. Let's apply it to your daily lives. Let's go into something a little more important than the shirt or the pair of jeans that you're going to buy. Let's look at your life goals. Let's look at the way you structure the things that you're going to do. This happens to you, whether you like it or not. If something's urgent, then you got to do it right now. If it's important, then you've got to do it. And if it's urgent and important, it's critical right now. But if it's important and it's not urgent, then it's an important goal. Something in the future. I'll start writing that book later. I'll learn that extra language later. I'll figure out what that instrument is called later. You're not going to do it now? You're not going to do it now because you'd rather take it easy. And you'll feel unchallenged every day. And you'll put it on the bottom of your list. It'll always be on your list, but it'll be on the bottom of your list on a very regular basis. Bring it to the top of your list. Make it critical, not because it's urgent, but because it's always going to be important. And because making things a little more difficult is going to make your life better. And if you need help, tweet to us. We'll help you out. We're right here. We're on stage. We're talking to you. There's a lot of help out there. There's free everything online for you to be able to do it. There is no excuse anymore not to follow that goal that you want to put for yourself. Make your life a little more difficult. And start focusing just a little more on the pursuit rather than on the happiness. And it'll get you there if you just make it a little more difficult.